What's happening, everybody? Sean Daniel with Guitar Control here. Today is one of my favorite lessons because it involves kind of clearing up some techniques that a lot of people get really confused by. What we're going to do is we're going to take two chords, and then we're going to also take a piece of a scale and a piece of an arpeggio and tie them into some kind of musical exercise that you can do, that you can build off and use your own creativity, and maybe just kind of demystify some of the fretboard learning stuff, right? So make sure you click the link below to grab the tab for this. But the whole thing is essentially going to sound like this. So we have two chords, and then a couple of ideas, just different ideas that you can use for any chord, really. But it starts out super simple. E minor, the people's favorite chord. Open E to A with your middle finger or whatever. Some people like doing it like this. Some people like doing it like this. I feel like this way is kind of the discount way to play E minor. Playing it middle finger first, then ring finger is the classy way. Do whatever you want, no judgment. This is just classy here. Ring finger, second fret on the D string, all six, okay? So the way we're gonna strum it is gonna sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, okay? So it's a little bit dynamic how we're doing it. Instead of just, we're getting a root note, E on the 1, the A string, which is the 5th of the chord, on the 2, 1, 2, 3. The 3 is a downstroke, and then 4 and is a down and an up. 1, 2, 3, 4 and, or down, 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 down. It's like, okay, cool, that's fine, that's E minor. Really easy to do, but I want to do something a little bit different. And the first thing people try to look up when they want to improve their guitar chops is maybe how to play scales, why you even need scales. A lot of times, the pentatonic scale is the first thing that they do. But they usually learn it in different positions. It's always the same position, like that open one that we just played. Or maybe if they learn the A minor pentatonic. We're going to take this shape, and we're going to apply it to the 7th fret of the E string, which happens to be, or the A string, which happens to be an E. So 7A is an E note, just like open E. That's just the same note, a pitch higher, an octave higher, right? So we can play that pentatonic shape that you probably already know. 7, 10 on the A string, 7, 9 on the D string, 7, 9 on the G string. Okay, just like that. Now, it's the same thing as doing this. Open 3, open 2, open 2. But that's going to be in the same position as the open chord that we already learned. So one thing that this is forcing us to do is getting outside of maybe the very familiar box. And then I'm going to climb up the scale. A string 7, 10, D string 7, 9. I'm playing 7 on the G string, and then I'm going back to 9 on the D string. 1, 2, 3, 4, and. Now you'll notice, like, how did I get there so fast between the and of 4 and the 1? The downbeat is going to be 7A. Well, the cool thing is you can actually abandon this chord early. 1, 2, 3, 4, and. Okay, so what I did there is 4 and is really just a down up. Now the cool thing about E minor is if you just play the top 3 strings, those are all on the chord. So you can go down, up. In fact, that's a good exercise just to do on its own. Down, up, down, up, 1, 2, 3, down, up, 1, 2, 3. Just like that to kind of get the flow of it. But the whole exercise is going to be tabbed out, is going to be because it's going through the pentatonic scale, the E minor pentatonic scale, and then pivoting and going backwards, which is something that you'll do in a lot of different solos, okay? So it is kind of musical, not super musical, but it is the scale. You're practicing your scale. You're doing it in a musical context because we're taking it in rhythm. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, and 2, and 3. can add any combination of that however you want to slice up those notes. Right there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 different notes that you have at your disposal. Just work on kind of running it from an open chord to the notes down here to kind of get in a different position. You're using kind of different techniques as far as like chord strumming and then maybe single note playing with your pick or your thumb, however you're doing it, and then back to the chord. The next thing we're going to do is going to do the same thing, kind of, but with a different chord and a different mindset. So after this, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, 4. We're doing a different chord. Okay, so we're going to a G major chord. Right here, middle finger, 3rd fret on the E string, pointer finger, 2nd fret on the A string. D and G strings are open, ring finger is 3rd fret on the B string. You could also do this one where your ring and your pinky are on the 3rd frets of the B and E string, respectively. Or you can just do open B, 3E. It doesn't matter. They're all just different types of G major. None of them are better than the others except for this one, which I'm using, which makes it classy. So that's why we're using this G major. Same strumming pattern, but now we're gonna add this to it. All right. So what I have here is a G major arpeggio. An arpeggio is when you play the notes, or you play the chord one note at a time. So instead of strumming it or playing an open chord arpeggio, we're going to take them single notes at a time. The G on the D string is this guy right here, the 5th fret. We're going to go 5, 7, 9, and I want you to use these fingers. Pointer, ring finger for the 7th fret, and then take it 2 frets higher with the ring finger. The reason we want to do that is because it lines your pointer finger up with the 7th fret on the G string, which is a D note. So the notes here would be G, A, B, D. Now technically a G chord are just G, B, and D notes in any order, in any arrangement you want. That's going to give you a G major chord. But the reason this is a nice arpeggio is because we have this A note that transitions us to the B, and then we're going to go back. So G, A, B, D, B, A, or fretwise, 5, 7, 9, 7, G, 9, D, 70. Super slow would be back to G. Just like before, I abandoned the chord on that last upstroke to get into the position. And then you go back to the E minor. Maybe 2 times on E minor to G. Notice how I'm kind of sliding it back. Sliding it back always kind of makes it sound pretty cool too. So something else you might want to incorporate in your playing, not necessary. It's just one thing that I do a lot. So really, the point here isn't just to play an E minor and then the E minor pentatonic scale, or just a G major and then the notes that make up a G major chord. It's really to kind of visualize different things that are really the same thing. An E minor chord opens up this sequence or pattern of different notes. A G major chord can be extended with this pattern of sequence of notes. Because E minor and G major go together all the time, so do these positions, right? In fact, right there, when you do the arpeggio, you'll notice the last 3 notes, 1, 2, 3, 4. This arpeggio can run you into this shape. Okay, so 5D, 7D, 9D, 7G. Now I go from the arpeggio back into the scale, 9, 7G, 9, 7D, 10, 7E, walk that back into an E minor chord, okay? A million different things you can do with this. This is just maybe one way to kind of help visualize that E minor isn't just here. A a scale isn't just here. These are the same things. A G major isn't just here. Its notes aren't just here. They're the same things, just played a little bit differently. And once you can start playing things differently, you'll never ever get bored playing guitar. I think your playing is going to expand because you can kind of maybe take different creative chances going higher up on the fretboard and kind of using some of these tricks and tips to your advantage. So again, make sure you click the link because we tabbed everything out. And then make sure you check out other videos by myself here on the Guitar Control channel and other great instructors, and let us know what kind of content you want to see next, and we will deliver it. Thanks so much.